Join us at Glossy's Beauty and Wellness Summit from November 11th through 13th in Napa, California. Influential beauty and wellness leaders will meet to discuss strategies and pain points, discover innovative tech, and ultimately make valuable business connections through one-on-ones and casual networking. For a limited time, we're offering $200 off with promo code GBS24, no spaces. Again, that's GBS24 with no spaces. Go to glossy.co/beauty summit for more information and to secure your pass today. Thanks for tuning in to the Glossy Podcast. I'm your host, Jill Manoff, and today I'm sitting down with Jane Newman, the Chief Design Officer of Global Innerwear at Hanesbrands. Jane oversees innerwear products for all the brands in the portfolio, including Hanes, Bali, and Maidenform, each of which is at least 97 years old, if my math holds up. So I wanted to ask Jane how she's keeping each brand relevant as the space evolves, particularly since the rise of the DTC era. And on that note, I want to go deep on the shapewear space. When did it become sexy, and what opportunities does the boom of the category present? Welcome, Jane. Thanks for being here.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Of course. I want to talk about, first of all, the underwear space. I know that you were in innerwear, underwear prior to Hanes, and now at Hanes in some shape or form within the company since about 2015, current role for a few years, I think since 2021. What is it about underwear that has you all excited?
It is a apparel segment that is surprisingly very exciting for many reasons. From the outside, it looks really simple, but on the inside, it's very complex. So I think it's the challenge of really leaning into those two parts of what makes this category of underwear or intimate so exciting. It kind of sucks you in and gets you excited about what you can achieve in there and how you can make really simple product really desirable, which is what I love the most about it.
Yes. And is innerwear Hanes word for underwear, and it's probably encompasses T-shirts and a lot of the Hanes signatures that we know and love. Yeah.
Absolutely. That is real heartland, and is really a big foundation of the heritage of the brand, and really leaning into that for Hanes has been really exciting to draw more product inspiration from as well. So it's what Americans love and others around the world about the Hanes brand very much.
Yes, it's iconic. So for instance, something so iconic, like, are you constantly iterating on those favorites, and is that necessary? Let's talk about the Hanes brand in particular, and then we can go to the sexier stuff in terms of shapewear and bras.
For sure. Like, basics are the foundation of this brand, but those foundations can date really quickly if you don't keep them, styled appropriately and always updating. So, there isn't just one favorite t-shirt. There's always, you always want a slim fit, a boxy fit, an oversized fit, a relaxed neckline, a great sleeve. So it really is, even in those key items, really having a portfolio of the best so that they remain your favorites in your wardrobe.
For sure.
Especially for underwear too. Yeah. It's surprising how many new silhouettes and new fabrics that really modernize, very simple, basic items.
Yes. What's trending in women's underwear? Is it like those little cheeky cut? Is it a thong? Is it all the above?
It's absolutely all the above. Really interestingly, there's this really fun play at the moment on high-rise underwear with high legs, like very 90s, very cool, as well as low rise. So you're either a high-rise girl or a low-rise, and depending on what you're wearing and what age you are often as well. But yeah, it's that really fun play between those silhouettes, string bikinis, things like that, as well as full briefs, underneath all the sheer skirts and apparel as well. You're seeing that comeback of, wearing, no pants. So yes. Some of those really cool, like high rise, really simple silhouettes are really coming back and being used in a really different way, which is actually really a fun thing about this category.
Yes. Well, I've heard, and I don't know this, you tell me about the complexity that is involved in a bra. Like, there are so many components. The innovation is changing all the time. Is that, would you say, like the hardest part of the job, the bra space? And how does technology and innovation play into your approach to leading design over bras in all these brands?
Bras absolutely are the most technical. It's the challenge of them looking beautiful and desirable, but also they need to perform really well for you. And once you find your favorite bra, you don't know why it's your favorite necessarily, but often it's what's inside the bra that give you an incredible shape, as well as looking good on the outside. You feel somehow there's some magic on the inside, which our incredible team are so good at incorporating and not making it feel too technical, but there's usually a lot built in the bra space, which is kind of a very exciting area. Shapewear you mentioned as well, and it's very much that as well. How do you make really streamlined, beautiful, light products that you can seamlessly integrate into your wardrobe, like as a second skin almost, but also have all of the support and the shaping, and you want it to really function and work really hard for you at the same time. So yeah, those two areas, there's a lot of craftsmanship and problem solving as well in that space, which is very cool part to play in. Yeah.
Yes. Let's dig into shapewear a bit. Of course, we know Hanes, all-American, again, icon. Bali and Maidenform. Give us a high-level description. I think that I know them as being kind of, you tell me, are they sold primarily in like a department store? And who's the customer? And how do the products differentiate?
Yeah, great. They're our two big intimate brands here in the US. And Maidenform is sort of really probably the sweet spot of the customer ages at around 30, 35, but it has a really strong spread to younger customers as well as, more mature customers, and really is known for, has always had a heritage in push-up bra, and lift support, but for everyday intimates. So sort of at a foundation level, there's a lot of great foundation items. And then there's a lot of beautiful intimate lace trim, more on the sexy side of the brand. And it's got a really playful attitude to it. And Bali is really sort of around our modern woman. So she knows herself really well. She knows what she wants to wear, what her style is. She's busy and she knows what she's looking for in her intimates as well. With Bali, we've been really leaning into making sure that our products suit all of her functional needs, but also provide a really streamlined, modern aesthetic for her that she doesn't mind then if she sees a little bit of her bra strap, she feels proud of that versus wanting to hide what's underneath. So, and beautiful laces and things like that, but more discerning consumer, a little bit more, functional, more mature, probably more into 45 plus segment. They're super loyal and loves the Bali brand.
Yes, I love that. I think that Glossy covered when recently, within the last couple of years, the Maidenform brand launched an M by Maidenform. I think that's what it's called. You tell me. And that it was catered to a younger demo, maybe Gen Z, maybe a little older. But yes, what does Gen Z want in their underwear, and how is that brand taking off?
Yeah, so Maidenform M was really a younger collection within the Maidenform brand, which we really wanted to lean more into the younger consumer and offer super comfy, comfort-orientated intimates and bodywear as well. Sort of like bodywear basics, the bodysuits, the seamless shorts, some bras integrated into beautiful body pieces, as well as bringing sexiness into sort of more bodywear pieces. So really cute straps, and also those extra functional benefits that you might not get in sort of more apparel bodywear items, where these also sort of gave you that super cute shape look you want. You could wear it with your jeans, you can wear it underneath things, layer it under your suit jacket. So more worn to be seen items, but super comfort is still really key. Not really wanting wires in bras, but still wanting the support and a really nice cleavage and look and feel without the wire as well. So something that took you to a long week, like a feeling of going away on a long weekend and spending a holiday, lounging around in your M intimates.
Cute. Well, tell me about the space, because the kind of category overall, I would think when it comes to lingerie, bras, underwear, for years, everybody was like competing with Victoria's Secret. And then a bazillion brands sprouted up just during the direct-to-consumer era. And there were everyone from Skims to Parade to, I don't know, MeUndies. And anyway, it's become very crowded. How would you describe kind of the competition or the space or kind of your placement in the space? Like how is your approach? How has it changed as it's become crowded and more players?
The great thing about more players is they've brought a new perspective to this category and probably energized this segment and put more eyeballs on it from the consumer in a different way. So it has, I think through these brands that have sort of been new entrants, it's opened the consumer's eyes as to how you can use intimates and shapewear as everyday parts of your life. And it's also brought, that obviously Skims bringing that real sexiness into a category that where the product isn't overtly sexy, but it's sort of letting the woman be the sexy part of the conversation rather than it having to be the embellishment that is sexy. A lot of those things really do connect deeply with our consumer and our brand and how they use our products. But I think it enabled the customer feel like, oh, actually, this is a really important part of my wardrobe, my life. And it's shone a bit more of a spotlight on the segment, which has been really great.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we're going there. I was going to ask kind of about the Skims effect because it definitely was a disruptor. It definitely, shapewear existed obviously with Spanx for years. And then Skims comes along and makes it cool to be wearing shapewear. And they continue to describe themselves as shapewear when they were so much more than shapewear. Anyway, but yeah, how would you say like overall, like the shapewear effect, are you, for instance, maybe speaking about shapewear more or like messaging that more as it's become cool? And what else did Skims bring to the mix?
Yeah, I think it's maybe helped reinvigorate that category that was sort of seen as I need boring, I need shapewear versus actually shapewear can really be enhancing. And if the styling is beautiful and the way consumers are now seeing different ways of using it than they maybe hadn't thought about before. And being digitally, they could try things quite quickly without having to go into store and navigate, finding the right brand for them, finding the right style for them, etc. So for us, we have a huge portfolio of shapewear, particularly in Maidenform, and it's been a really big part of the brand. But over, even the last 5 to 10 years, the look and feel and the approach around shapewear, we've gone on a real journey ourselves, as well as I think our retail partners as well, of how to showcase it, how to be proud of it and sort of make it more of a fashion item versus a commodity, like a boring must-have that I have to spend my money on. And it's more than just an occasion to wear because I've got a party to go to or, it's something that can integrate into your everyday a lot more. And that's been great because for the Maidenform brand in particular, we do have a lot of great everyday, really light, sort of super fine gauge supporting garments that just make you feel good and make clothes skim over, you really easily and make women feel really confident in what they wear. So we continue to lean into it. Yeah.
Nice. Would you say the number of SKUs has multiplied by several times over?
An exciting part of my role and with my team is that we've put a lot of new modern, more contemporary, updated, a lot of winning styles and then brought them to life in a new, with fabric technology has come such a long way. We've been able to probably reduce some of the older styles and bring in the new, so we're not over optioning. We've also been focused on making it really easy for women to purchase shapewear as well, so that, if you haven't purchased shapewear before, it can feel a little bit daunting at first. Like, what am I looking for? And where, what do I need? And there's lots of options. So yeah, we've spent a lot of time trying to sort of make that journey easier and comfortable. Yeah, for the customer.
Yes. That's interesting. Yeah, it's comfortable. It's not what you typically think when it comes to shapewear. I would think that audience has become younger too. For a long time, that was, I don't know, an older woman, and now Gen Z and everyone, and people are wearing it as outerwear. I think that you were alluding to, correct?
Correct. Yeah. It definitely is bridging, a lot broader age group and generations. And there's always been a trend that comes in and out, or even around wearing your intimates as outerwear. So whether even corsetry, like really cute lacy tops, bralettes, all of those sort of things. So it's been kind of really exciting to see it flow through into bodysuits and shapewear, with jeans, wide leg pants, or if you're wearing sheer, all the different shades of nudes that are just so beautiful. They're like fashion colors now, which is also a really lovely part of the shapewear collections now.
Yeah. Now that you've seen like how other players have stuck with the direct to consumer model, are the department stores and those retail partners that you've worked with for a long time, that's still working for you, or how would you describe that?
Yeah, we play across both. So being in store and tactile is still a really important part for our consumer, and they still love to try things on, but once they find what they love, online is where, is a very easy purchase. And even for our retail department store partners, they have strong online as well. So it's important to be in all places so they can find what they're looking for. So yeah, both play a really strong part for our brands.
Hi, I'm Jill Manoff, the editor-in-chief at Glossy. For nearly 20 years, I've been covering the beauty and fashion industries. With the landscape evolving so rapidly, especially with innovations like AI, staying informed is more crucial than ever. At Glossy, we pride ourselves on delivering well-researched, premium content vetted by our journalists, who themselves are industry experts. Our goal is to empower you with the knowledge to make strategic, real-time decisions for your team. If you'd like to subscribe to Glossy Plus to support the work we do, you can go to glossy.co/subscribe. Members receive exclusive access to in-depth research and weekly briefings covering what's happening in fashion, luxury, beauty, and wellness, as well as case studies, invites to member-only events, and so much more. Thank you for being part of our community. What's the next evolution? Like shapewear was a kind of an era, and kind of where do you see the industry going?
Ooh, so big question. So many places, actually. I think the shapewear / bodywear will continue and have many guises to it as well. I think there's a really beautiful space between intimates and shapewear and activewear, like lifestyle space as well. Those sort of areas are starting to merge a little bit more, or blurring the lines of how consumers might use the product or play within that space, and where you expect to find those sort of products as well are starting to blur a little bit as well, particularly online, obviously, as well, and departments. So I think that lifestyle wear is a really potent space. Obviously sexy is always a big part of intimates, but it really is like sexy for you, and how you can play with like more fashion driven elements maybe than traditional expected intimates or sexy that you may have seen in the past as well, is sort of still an important part of a lot of women's wardrobes. You want to feel special every day. But even the whole minimalism, quiet luxury trend has definitely sort of infiltrated within the intimate space as well. And just that refinement, and that modern sort of refined necklines, feeling like that invisible feeling, nearly naked. It's not shapewear, but it's still feeling just like you're not wearing layers of extra layers on you, that you're feeling your best self. So there are a couple of areas. And also heritage, like I know you touched on that for Hanes when we first opened, but really leaning into those great basic, that heritage space, to sort of unlocking those heritage moments and really especially for the younger consumer, like they're really leaning into that space, that boyfriend look for girls, which is very Hanes, so that authentic heritage is still, it's all, all the way from tees into underwear into apparel, especially if you have that heritage to lean on, is really important.
Yes, I love that the ready-to-wear trends are really translating to underwear. And it's interesting. Like, would you say it's like, is it too forward to think that like the Miu Miu trend of showing the logo on the underwear, like on the underwear band, like, is that something that maybe you would style a look to show the Hanes band, or is that too like forward for your audience?
No, absolutely. She and he loves it.
Yes.
And is really proud to wear the brand in that way. And it's that really fun I don't have to wear the high-end brand, but I'm working it my way. And I even, kind of clever because I know what's going on, but I don't have to buy them to have that look and feel. And Hanes is really fits into people's life that way. It's kind of that understated coolness to it. You've created it yourself, so you feel good about it.
I love that. Danny on my team, he's watching the Paris Fashion Week shows. And so this week he's writing a story. I don't know if he's calling it sex sells, but kind of questioning like, sexy's back. Is it back? There's a lot of sheer happening. There's always some nipples at Paris Fashion Week.
Always.
Yeah, always. What would you say is kind of the state of sexy in terms of what's selling and like a push-up bras versus not push-up? For a long time, it was just bralettes. Yeah, based on what's working for you guys.
Femininity in all its guises is, to the sexy of sexy to that feel good touch of lace within those spaces. Push up, is definitely a strength, as I said, particularly of our Maidenform brand and Heartland. But we're just seeing that, as with everything, it's not the push up of old where it's that really push in and cleavage, together. It's more like creating this beautiful, almost like natural lift rounded shape, but still, enhanced so that if you are wearing something clingy, you do have a great shape. And then to the other extremes, like really, almost invisible or seeing sheer panels on bras, etc. Women still want to feel in the volume of what they buy. They still want to make sure like the cups in bras might be finer, lighter, but they still are thinking a lot about what they're wearing and making sure they're pairing back the right intimates that go with them. So some want to be made to be seen and others are looking more like, I want my outfit to look fabulous. So what do I need to, have in my wardrobe that makes my outfit be the star of the show? So that's why they have such a variety in our wardrobes.
Yes, for sure. Gosh, with the state of the economy and such, I was going to ask you what your greatest challenge is right now. And maybe that has to do with these interesting and unstable times, but maybe it's not even involved with that. What would you say is kind of top of mind for you, your team, making sure that you're doing what the customer wants right now?
Yeah, we do work a lot and have a lot of workshops with our consumers as well, and tap into where they're at and try and sort of seed ideas with them as well, and get a feel of their response to them as well, based on where they're thinking about spending, what's their priority in spending in the year ahead as well. And obviously everyone's spend goes on many different things. Everyday underwear and full bras, intimates, like the essentials are always top of mind, and just making sure they've got, fresh, relevant for themselves, but also for their families. It's probably those special items that we've seen they may pause on during times where they're saving money, where things are a bit tighter. So they might hold back on buying that sexy bra and lean into one that they may wear 2 or 3 times a week versus just one that might be that going out occasion bra. So we're just switching their spend around.
Yeah, totally. I was going to ask the next innovation that you're watching, like something that's really piquing your interest or challenging you as a designer too.
Fabric innovation, bra cup innovation, and even in trims and materials. There's a lot of new technology and new ways of, I think, a lot more experimenting with things that really make super soft stretch that really springs back and gives you a hold, or really fine edges on bra cups. Like the finer, the better. How can we be really invisible versus and still supportive, invisible and invisible, or elements like that really open up opportunities in the design world to play with silhouettes in a really different way as well, and create new forms and solutions for our customers. So I think it's in the fabric innovation. But on the other side, even in the laces and the meshes and things like that, there's some really incredible shifts in scale of laces and graphics that you can use, as well as super dainty mesh embroideries and things like that. So there's sort of both sides of this world that we live in, but both are, and even our suppliers and R&D teams we work with, we're always challenging them to come up with, how can we make that stretchier so then it's more comfortable on the body, but we still want it to be fine and beautiful and mesh-like. So yeah, I'd say in the raw material fabrications side, a lot of innovation to lean into to solve needs.
Yes. Is Q4, like a lot of other categories in fashion and apparel, is Q4 the big quarter? And how are you preparing for a holiday? What are your expectations?
Yeah, actually, we're very excited about holiday for our brands. We are doing something really fun for Hanes for the first time leading into the holiday. So you have to get out there and have a look. But yeah, it's just a little more celebrative, bringing some joy and fun at that time of the year in all of your like most favorite loved shapes. So hopefully you'll see a lot of them in under some Christmas trees, in party packs, in different guises over the holiday.
Amazing. Well, I tell you what, I read some cool girl did this and I've been doing it ever since. I've been wearing like little boys extra large or large, like the t-shirts from Hanes. Like I just feel really cool when I just wear them out. Anyway, do you have Yes. Do you have a favorite style right now? Are you wearing anything cute right now under there?
I am actually under here. I am wearing our Hanes rib stretch tank tops. So I love them.
Yes.
They are, we're speaking about the boys or the men's, they're our iconics, but we have done a version for the girls as well. If she doesn't want to buy into the boys and sort of size up and find her shape, we've done a version for the girls, which is really cute, black, white, in all the cool colors, the heathers, as well as some fabulous colors, reminiscent of the men's and boys styles, but just with that little bit of, it's a rib, but with a little bit of stretch that just sort of holds its shape and is it's very boyfriend, but it's also kind of cool girl feel as well. So just fits a bit better across the chest.
I love that. That sounds beautiful. Well, speaking of boys, like does Bali or Maidenform, like we see what like a Skims going into the men's territory. Like do you guys play in the menswear space at all? Or is there opportunity there for maybe not Maidenform? But I don't know.
Not with those brands, but with Hanes, absolutely. And we've been having a lot of fun in the Hanes men's area, really trying to capture the younger guy, coming into the brand. It's kind of used to be, it's like your dad's undies,
Tidy-whitey.
Tidy-whitey, yeah, kind of vibe. So we've started to capture his heart and mind at the moment, by really offering products that are for him and it's different to his dad's, and he's got a place within the brand as well. So, and that's been different fabrics, colors, like cooler elastics on the waistband, but really simple, great designs as well for him. So yeah, not with Maidenform and Bali, but definitely with Hanes.
Are boxer briefs the thing?
They sure are, yes. And I think a lot of his girlfriends are loving Hanes right now. So they're often buying him Hanes as well. So he's feeling pretty comfortable in his Hanes.
Oh my gosh. And boxers, for girls, is that something, are girls buying crossover?
Yes. And we, in the same vein as I said about the tank I'm wearing, we actually have for her, some super cute high-waisted ones that are reminiscent of the men's boxer briefs, and also some lower rise and different leg lengths as well. She loves sleeping in them, as like some are like for sleeping, some for every day, and also boxer shorts as well. So really cute woven boxers, jersey boxers. Yeah, we're having a really great time with that. At first they started buying our men's and boys, and we were sort of going, oh, okay, we have to jump in on here and give her a really cute style as well. So definitely real crossover in that space.
So fun. Well, I have loved talking underwear and shapewear with you, Jane. Thank you for being here.
You're most welcome.
Yeah, excited to see all you do in Q4 for that Hanes surprise. And yes, this was lovely. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jill.
That's all for this episode. Our theme music is by Otis McDonald. Be sure to give us a rating on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening to the Glossy Podcast. See you next week.